heat.
Do the intro? You guys want to keep talking?
No.
I mean,
I do an intro.
you do the intro. Brett and I will keep talking.
You do
Okay.
you.
What's up, fanboy? Gosh dang it. You suck. What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another live episode, if you're watching on YouTube, of What the Fanboy. We are What the Fanboy. We are fanboys. My name is Luke, and this is Mr. Tyler.
What's up? What's up? To the right, the beautiful Brett Eiton with his fancy sunglasses on.
I'm wearing
That
a
matches t-shirt.
popular request.
Was it popular?
Name one
So
request.
many people
Name one.
Who requested it?
that
Name
I
one person.
wear them this week that I couldn't say no.
Name the person.
All of them.
That's not a name.
That's not a person.
That's-
I've never met one person named all of them.
You have not met enough people.
Probably.
You know who's also here? JT in the chat already.
Yay!
What's up, JT?
What's up, JT? We are What the Fanboy.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this week's episode, guys. We get to talk about
Brett missed the whole beginning where
Spider-Man
you said
Yeah.
and other
Don't tell him.
things.
It'll be awkward.
Okay.
Why would we want this show to be awkward at all?
that. I mean, you're wearing sunglasses inside.
It's bright. I have lots of lights on.
In defense, I guess this can transition us into what we've been doing in the past week. But
What we did this week?
Yeah, my division player always wears sunglasses
Respect.
yeah.
because
Mine does too.
because the facial structure and hair and customization overall in that game is horrible. That it blocks out the face. So I wear a hat and sunglasses so you can't see any of it. Anyway, I started playing the Division 2 again, which is why I'm saying that. I made a new character. Not that I probably needed to. I'd barely played any of it. I just hated the way my character looked. Gosh, she looked so bad.
Didn't you say she looks better now, though?
Yeah, she looks a lot better. My first one looked like she was like 65.
She probably was.
Hey,
I don't understand
nothing wrong with
what
that.
was wrong with it. Yeah, but I'm trying to make like my
soccer
intention.
mom.
It's the soccer mom.
Soccer mom, true.
No,
What's
it's
her
not
name?
just soccer mom that was in a former biker gang.
Very specific there.
Very specific.
Okay.
Like I've got the sleeve tattoo going down. I
Nice.
picked the one that didn't look the worst.
Love it.
I don't even know what mine is, but it looks cool.
I think
from
mine
far
has
out.
some dragons on it. Or
Mine's all
something.
black.
I have no idea. But yeah, if you hadn't heard, I pre-ordered Division 2, and I played it when it came out, and I was not feeling it. I was really disappointed. I tried to get a refund because I thought I could, and then maybe I could get something else, but Microsoft was just not playing ball with me.
Not having it.
That still frustrates me. Some of the worst customer service I got was with that.
That's unfortunate. It's a real bummer.
But I want to get my money's worth, so I'm going to play through it as much as I can. Like I'll probably play like the main missions. I'm
Yeah,
not really
like
going to
get-
delve too much in the other stuff.
Yeah. I was say get Tyler to carry you.
I would gladly. I probably need him too because my guns are not good enough, and I'm not high enough level to not
Yeah.
struggle through stuff. And it's still one of the problems I have with the game. It's just the sponginess of the lower level
Enemies,
bad guys is
yeah.
just too much for me sometimes.
It's unfortunate.
And I only play it for like an hour at most, where I'm just like, okay, I need to do something else.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm definitely not as I'm not as hard on I'm not as hard on it as I was when it. Oh my gosh.
You're not as hard on it as you were when it came out.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Oh, the struggle is real, everybody. Like I think there's been some improvements with stuff. Like the movement feels a little better than when it first came out. I was really struggling to stay behind stuff for some reason when it first came out, and I don't know if that was because the camera angle is different and it was just throwing me off or whatever. The guns felt weird to me, but I'm not having as much trouble with that now. But I still have problems with it glitching out on me. Mine starts lagging all the time, and I don't play with anybody, so I don't know what I'm lagging on. And it's really frustrating. Like my game will just freeze every once in a while and then suddenly you'll snap back to where it was, and it's just like, come on. But yeah, I don't know. I think I gave it whatever the video game level is of straight to streaming is when it first came out. I'll probably raise it up to a Matthew McConaughey now.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not getting as frustrated with it. So, still disappointed though that I didn't like that game as much, and I still don't really fully understand why I don't.
Yeah.
It's just not working out for me.
It happens. Did you have any good experiences this week?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I felt like playing the Uncharted games again for some reason, so I played the first one.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a short game. I didn't realize how short it was. Maybe it's because I'm playing it on easy and I've beat it before, so it's just like go through this real quick. But I really enjoy that game. However, that game has aged poorly. It controls pretty bad. I think it came out in 2006, if anybody knows.
Something like that.
So it's like
sounds about
15 years old, and it shows. But I still really enjoy that game and that series. I'm gonna go through the whole thing again. I started to. I watched the newest episode of Young Justice, the newest 3 that came out. That show is still really good. I love the new characters they added. I love the cast of heroes that they give us. And I can't wait to see where it goes because it's starting to go more into what the title sequence shows.
Oh, sure.
And then I also watched the newest episode of Swamp Thing. Did you watch Swamp Thing? I
did
can't
not.
remember. Okay.
I did not watch it.
Well, I won't say too much for your sake then.
I'm watching it probably tomorrow night.
It was a good episode. It was a lot. I liked it a lot more than last week's, which I wasn't really too hot on. This episode had a lot more of the weird stuff in it, and it was. It had a lot more of Blue Devil's character, which was a lot of fun. I don't remember the character's name. Carlton Drake? Is that it?
No.
Who am I thinking of?
That's Carlton Drake's from Venom, right?
Yeah.
No. I watched something, and one of the characters' names is Carlton Drake, I'm pretty sure.
His name is something Cassidy. Is it Dan?
Yeah, Carlton Drake is Venom, from Venom.
It is? Is he the
evil
bad guy?
Yeah, the evil
Oh, I don't know where that came from.
Have you been watching Venom?
Oh,
That's
so
what
now,
he's been doing on his own. He's
I
like,
would
I hate
only-
that movie, and then he went and bought it and watched it at home by himself.
I will only watch that movie if we do a commentary on it so I can rip that movie to absolute shreds. That movie is horrible.
we should do a commentary on that. That'd be fun.
Who's gonna bite the bullet and buy it?
Brett.
I don't want. We'll just rent it. It's fine.
Okay, that works. $3.99.
Yeah.
We'll just wait like 2 more months, and it'll probably be there anyway.
True. Maybe we'll be on one of the services.
Black Friday, one night, like
Yeah.
one
$5
night.
bin.
I also watched the World Cup. I
Yes.
watched the women
Did that too.
back-to-back champs. That was a lot of fun.
Number 4.
4. I can dig it. And did they win the first one?
Yes. They won.
Okay, they won the first one.
Which
and
was
then-
in like
I don't
Ni-
remember.
90
91.
something.
Yeah.
Dana was reading this off to me this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, we're
That was a very fun final game.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoy watching the women's soccer.
They are extremely talented.
Hmm.
Yeah, just fun to play.
Yeah.
Or fun to play? Watch play.
Fun to watch them play. They're really good. Those ladies really know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
props to U.S. women's national team. Not that they watch this. I mean, you're totally watching this, right? Anyway, that's everything I did. It was a small week for
Slow
me.
week for you.
I feel like we're off because
I guess
Luke
I-
didn't do like 16 different things.
I did. I watched Stranger Things. I finished it. More on that next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
That's a good segue. I also watched Stranger Things. We actually watched it together in about a 14-hour window of time.
Yep.
Word.
That was fun.
It was.
You got to experience one of my binges.
I couldn't do that very often. Like, I wanted to watch Hill House, but I was like, I don't think I can watch anything else this weekend. That's just a lot to digest.
That's how I live my life.
I played a good amount of Apex Legends this weekend. I'm enjoying Season 2 a lot. I really
Yes.
like all the changes they've made. I haven't really dabbled in ranked too much, but I probably will start doing that this week. I also played some Blackout. Got a W in
I watched one of those.
Yeah, got a W in Blackout and a W in Apex. Or I got a few W's in Apex this weekend. I also picked up Octopath Traveler again. I'm playing it quite. I've had it, but started playing it a little bit more. That game's really good. I've heard it gets really grindy in the middle, which is it doesn't really feel that way because you're always moving towards something when you're grinding that way. But it's really fun. My internet went out yesterday.
Oh no!
It was out for about 4 hours, so I played Watch Dogs 2 because it's the only game on my PlayStation that doesn't require an internet connection that isn't BioShock. So I played some Watch Dogs 2.
But BioShock is dope.
BioShock's really good.
If you're gonna have to get stuck with a game to play,
yeah, I have the little collection on my PlayStation. It's really fun. But a lot of my games are digital, and they have like the security thing, and it's really dumb. So I couldn't play like Red Dead. I couldn't play MLB The Show. I couldn't play Kingdom Hearts. I couldn't play any game I have digitally on my PlayStation. It was really stupid. But I did play Watch Dogs 2, and I started over because it's been a while. And I really like that game.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's older, and it feels older at times. But it's really fun to just beat people up with a yo-yo. And like shoot them with stun guns. It's a good time.
Does it get you more excited for Legion?
I don't know if I can be more excited for Legion.
oh dang!
You can't be more excited? Wow.
I
That means you're at the
I didn't think you
pinnacle
were-
of excitement.
Okay, hyped for it.
Dude, I love Watch Dogs 1. Like, absolutely love that game. And I like 2. I haven't beat 2 yet, obviously. But I'm really looking forward to Legion. I think that game looks awesome. I just think it looks almost too ambitious, and it concerns me. But you never know. And
Hey,
that's
maybe it will push the video game world. Maybe I don't know. I was going with the genre.
yeah.
It will only push the single player action video games.
Yeah, we'll
Not
see.
all the other ones.
We'll see. It's an interesting concept for sure. I'll definitely play it, but I don't know. With Cyberpunk coming out that close to it, I may wait for Watch Dogs to hit a sale.
Yeah.
But I am excited for it and can't wait to get my hands on it. Otherwise, I didn't really do a whole lot else. I'm reading my Division book, and I just got to like the moment where everything comes together in the last 65 pages. So that's kind of frustrating, but been on this journey with all these different characters for so long, and there's 60 pages left, and they finally all get together, and you're just like, oh, you should have done this like 100 pages sooner. So I'll probably finish that tonight after the show, and I'll be able to tell you guys if it's any good next week. But
Is that it?
that's it. That's all I did. My brother's trying to get me to read all his comic books, so I probably need to get on that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you should.
Well,
I still need to read Yellow.
JT, you did a lot this week. Let me know how you feel about Tropical Frontier. That was one of those Netflix movies that I enjoyed for the most part.
I haven't watched it.
It's
Me neither.
it's probably like an all right. I
Mhm.
don't know if I would have gone and seen it in the theaters, but it has a good home on Netflix. Also, Abby, what's up, fangirl?
Hey, Abby.
Hi, Abby.
Like what Tyler was saying earlier, I've played quite a bit of Apex Season 2.
We played a little bit together.
We did play a little together.
Yeah.
And then you ditched me. Just kidding.
No, what did I do? That was Friday night?
No, you were just playing with other people. It's all good. I got friends.
When did I play? When did I play with you? No, I played with you. I can't remember. Was that Friday night after Luke left? It was pretty
must
late.
Have been.
It was pretty late.
It was late. Oh no, I was up till like 2 a.m. Like
Yeah, it was Friday night.
way
after
too
you
many
left.
times this last weekend.
Yeah,
so,
we played.
Yeah. I think good changes all around to the map.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the destruction that they've kind of had with the monsters. I don't know what they're called. And the new buildings that have come in. It's nice
Yeah.
because they're not like, they don't feel like just new out of nowhere permanent features of the
Yeah.
map. They feel like they were like dropped in there as like an emergency
to try and
protocol
fix
thing.
things.
Yeah.
It feels like it's part of like a lore thing.
It works really well.
Also, I really like when new parts of maps are added and it's worth it to go to them.
Yes.
Like sometimes they're added for aesthetics, but like I feel like every time I go to one of these new places, there's actually really good loot there.
They've done a lot to really increase the quality of the loot.
Yeah,
I feel like
absolutely.
Everything from the dragons that you can shoot and drop the loot boxes there. To the drop pods at the very beginning of the game.
I like that too. Have you landed at many of those? It's a freaking disaster.
Too many of those I've landed at.
Like, let's just go there. It'll be cool. Oh my gosh,
there's 15 people.
5 squads. I usually veer off and go somewhere else in that situation. I'll come back for you guys.
Tyler, have you played the new champion at all? Watson?
I have like 4 wins with Watson already.
I've got a couple wins with her too. I
I
really
like her. I like her a lot.
When are they adding Sherlock?
Probably the next update.
Boom.
No, she's cool. I like her trophy system and how it heals your shield. I wondered if that would be somebody's skill at some point. And I really like how you can it's kind of a douchey thing to do, but you could down somebody and build a little net around them and just like leave them there. Come get your teammate, I dare you. And just wait for them to die in the little triangle. It's crappy, but it's really funny. But no, she's a cool character, and the ultimate accelerant thing is super cool too.
Yes.
Her ultimate comes up right away if you use an accelerant, which I think her ultimate is probably the most like reasonable to do that with.
Yeah.
It's a trophy system, and honestly, trophy systems don't get a lot of use.
Right.
I don't feel like, so it makes it fun. But no, I like her a lot, and her skins are really cool. They need to have their designers show some love to Lifeline's epic skins because they all suck. And I like Lifeline.
I haven't played Lifeline in a while, but
Me either. I've been playing
neither.
everybody else on my challenges.
Have not gotten to
like
Lifeline yet.
Too.
so that's what I was going to say. The Battle Pass changes are all good, and to go along with that, the challenges.
The challenges are great,
which really help you level up through the Battle Pass much faster.
I found it super,
really good.
I found it super interesting. Our daily challenges were different, which I like.
Yeah.
But also our weekly challenges are different.
Yes.
And I thought that was really cool. Like that's a cool little addition. Also, some of the changes that are coming, they're getting rid of location-based challenges, which I think they've already done. So that way people aren't dropping solo and going off and doing their own thing, which I like. That's a smart move. Disruptor rounds are getting nerfed.
Okay.
From 2.4% to 1.7%.
Makes sense.
Of the stack on armor, because you could break a yellow armor in 4 shots with them.
Yeah.
Like they're ridiculous.
I've been melted with yellow armor before.
Oh my gosh, it's so freaking, it's so ridiculous. And then there's another change, and I can't remember what it was. If I think of it, I'll say it later. Sorry.
It's all good.
But I know those 2 are really big changes that are coming.
Yeah. And
they're welcome changes.
Nice to hear that they're reacting quickly.
Yeah.
So
I read an article about Apex, and people really want like that Fortnite level of content drop. But if you, and I'm just kind of going to get on my soapbox here for like 2 seconds.
Do it.
If you think that Apex is a game that they can roll out content like that, I think you're misunderstanding what Apex is. Every character has a different model. In Fortnite, it's 2 models, different skins. They just reskin them. There's no voice acting. There's none of that. They don't mocap suit people like for Fortnite. They do that for Apex. There's tons of voice lines they record. There's so much that goes into creating new characters, and it just slows everything down.
Yeah.
So I was reading an article about that and how people need to like chill out a little bit with not getting new characters every week and stuff.
When you think back to, what Fortnite was 2 months, a season after it launched the Battle Royale, it didn't have these dramatic changes that we see now, season to season. They've really ramped that up over time, and I imagine that Apex will do that to an extent. But you're right, because of the quality, and not saying that Fortnite's crappy, but just the extra work that goes into that, it's going to take more time.
Yeah, having voice actors is a big that slows you down a little bit when it comes to just rolling out characters. Sure, they can go in and record it in a day or 2, but applying that and making sure it all works, and because there's so many steps for it. But sorry.
No, that's a good. I think that's a good, really little mini review impressions of Apex. I think that if you played season 1 and were like,
oh boy,
no, I don't think this is the
Come
changes
back.
the changes are not life changing, but
their quality of life.
their
changing.
quality of life is good. It's a free game.
Yep.
If you enjoy battle royales and you were like, maybe I'll wait. You've waited. Try it now.
Yeah. Now is a good time to jump in. I think they've made a lot of good changes.
Yep. Something else I did was I began to binge through. So Stephanie and I are watching Stranger Things together at our own pace because, like, we have a child and we can't just binge it in one night. Gentlemen.
It's not. I don't have a child on purpose. I mean,
In any case, so while I haven't been able to binge through that, I have been binging through The Last Tsars, which is a docudrama that's on Netflix about the last Russian czars and that family. So it's very interesting. I have never seen one of these docudramas before. I guess Rome is kind of similar if you've watched Rome on Netflix. It straddles the line of like a documentary and like a
actual show.
live action show, basically, where it's like they kind of have these nice elaborate set pieces where they'll go through a scene, and then throughout it, though, like it's mostly driven in more of a documentary style type of thing.
That was funny. Sorry.
Only funny because it happened to you earlier.
Maybe.
There's a bit of nudity and some swearing. I don't think it's too in your face about it, and I'd say it's probably like a fanboy worthy if you're interested in history, and I think Russian history is really fascinating. It's like the largest
How long is
country
it?
on Earth. It's 6 episodes, and they're each
Oh.
an hour long.
That's not bad.
So they're it's
Yep.
meaty, content.
Yeah.
The last thing I did was watch Midsummer. And I won't talk much about it.
Hold on.
because
I gotta stretch before I listen to this. No, it's good.
Tyler wants to see it as well, unspoiled. So I'll just give some of my first impressions. This is a really weird movie to try and talk about. Did either of you guys see Hereditary
Nope.
last year? Okay, so this is Ari Aster is the director. He did Hereditary last year. So this is his second feature film. It's similar in some ways, but very different in other ways. It's kind of trippy and creepy. It does not shy away from disturbing imagery. But
Is it scary at all?
No, it's not. It's not scary. It's just disturbing. But it's interesting because it does have something to say about specifically mental illness and what that, it has some very interesting through lines on that. I don't think it's as deep as like a movie like Annihilation, but I'm still thinking about it and trying to figure out what Aster's trying to say.
Are you thinking about the themes, or are you thinking about just the weird stuff that you saw?
I'm thinking about the themes, but I think that's because that's just how I think. When I go to a movie, I want to understand the through lines. I want to, what is this metaphorically saying kind of thing.
Okay.
So, and it's not very metaphor. I mean, it's very literal in that mental illness is like very upfront and in your face, which I think is good. It's definitely not a movie for everyone. It's very hard for me to recommend this to anybody. I'd say and I haven't seen Mother, but I've kind of heard in the same vein that it's a little bit like that in terms of
It's like Mother, except maybe good.
yes, yeah. It's like
Because Mother got roasted.
right, and this movie is not getting roasted. This movie is getting pretty positive reviews.
Mother. There's an exclamation point at the end of that. You got to pronounce it right.
Some real quick positives. I really like the cast. They have really good chemistry, especially once they get to the Sweden commune.
How is
It's very
Jack Rayner's in it, isn't he?
yes.
I love that dude in Sing Street. He is so good in that movie. He's a supporting character in it, but he really tears your heart out in that movie. So, sorry, I was curious about that. So,
Well, he's a very different character in this movie, and that's fine.
well, it's the complete opposite of a movie.
Yeah. It's shot beautifully. It's one of those where you go in and you can tell that every shot has a purpose and is trying to tell you something about the scene or the story. And I love that in a film. Negatives, it is a slow movie. That's not a bad thing. It's also a very long movie.
Yeah, it's 2.5.
I had not realized it was going to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's like when
I went in at a 3:45 showing. I was like, oh yeah, Steph, I'll be home by 6 o'clock because it's it's 6 o'clock, and I was like, still like a half an hour left. I didn't get out till 6:30.
Yeah. Well, like when you text me, you're like, want to see it, and I was like, I have softball.
Oh, yeah.
And I had known that it was like 2.5 hours long, so I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that's not gonna work.
Plus, it's 2.5 hours long. You have to watch 7 trailers before you
Yeah,
watch it.
That's true.
So I'm gonna see it at 11 o'clock
Yeah.
on the weekend.
My only other negative is that, or I kind of have 2 negatives, I guess. There's one scene with like just a ton of nudity, and I don't think it really adds much. Like, I think you could have shot it where it didn't add much, but where it didn't overindulge. But the movie really indulges in what can we put on screen that will make people uncomfortable, and nudity is one of those things.
It sounds like that's the kind of director he is, though.
Yeah, I think
Because I've
he
heard
was a little
Hereditary is
more-
weird like that too.
So Hereditary was a little bit like that, but you could definitely tell the studio came in and was like,
Dial it down a bit.
Dial it down a little bit. And with this one, I think because of the success of Hereditary, they were just like, yeah, just do what you want. Again, I love when studios give that. It does tend to lead to weirder things. And this is the movie he wanted to make, so...
Do you think a studio would rein him in on the next one? Or do you think they'd be like, no, man, go farther?
We'll see how this goes. My guess is
it didn't make a lot of money.
maybe a little. It didn't cost very much money to make. My guess is that they'll probably try and make it his next one a little bigger budget, in that it's going to be a little more mainstream. This is definitely not mainstream.
Yeah.
Give him a little bit more to do, but also say we're going to give you some more notes. Would be my guess. I don't know. That's A24's goal. They're
Yeah, A24.
A24.
I'm curious about how many people heard this movie was really well made and went to see it and didn't like it because it's fresh,
Yeah.
but its audience score is 61%.
Yeah. What's
So,
the critics? Was it
83.
80
It's certified
yeah.
fresh at 83. Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually critics know what they're getting into.
Right.
Whereas
Audiences who
audience
don't-
will be like, oh, horror movie that is well reviewed. Yeah, I'll go see it. And it's just like, ah!
It was very interesting to hear people in the theater react.
Is there jump scares?
No, but again, it's just
It's
the-
more of a
the level of like, oh my god, did they just show that? The kind of thing.
So
like,
is it a lot of shock? It's based on shock value, or
Disturbance.
I'm really, really curious about this movie because I love watching good movies. Movies. I love watching good movies. But like, I didn't know if I wanted to watch this because I don't know. I'm not a big fan of pagan stuff and the content that's in it. I don't like to put too much of that in, but so I made Brett go see it. No.
And it's pretty light on that, except as a backdrop for why
people
things
are the way they are.
It definitely isn't like
pagan.
this is the way.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's good.
He just needed a reason for those people to be as weird as they are.
I
Yeah.
think so.
So that's good. But
No, it's probably a all right. Teetering on like fanboy worthy in terms of quality of filmmaking.
Okay.
But the content wise, it is. I mean, if you're squeamish at all, I wouldn't go see it. If you're like Luke, kind of interested but not sure, go read the parental.
yeah, I went on IMDb and I looked at the parents' guide and I was like, no.
How much did you read? Like
I read the spoilers.
Okay.
I read all of it. I honestly, if I know I'm getting into spoilers, I don't care.
Yeah.
If I want, like for instance, like Star Wars, it's like,
Yeah.
don't tell me a spoiler because I don't want to know. If I find out about that, don't care. If I'm like, I want to know what I'm getting into, I'll read the spoilers or something. I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I read it all and
So
it's just
you-
like,
you kinda have
I'm
an
not gonna
idea
do
of
it.
The disturbing imagery, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have no clue, and I will go see it.
You're right,
very
Tyler.
excited
You
to talk
have
to you,
no
Tyler.
clue. Ever.
But that's just about all I did this week. I did play some Destiny 2.
Naturally.
There.
What?
Yesterday,
Say it again. What'd you play?
7/7, July 7th, was Bungie Day. Happy Bungie Day, Bungie.
What makes it Bungie Day?
They love the number 7, so the community made the
It's a number of
July
completion.
7th, 7/7 Bungie Day. So every year they have a big sale.
So did
if
they
you like
love
Destiny-
7/7/2007?
Yeah. Oh no, that was the big year. They did like a whole like
Every game is free.
No, they did like a whole like Willy Wonka golden ticket thing
That's cool.
where you bought swag bags and people who got golden tickets got to come to the studio and get like a full tour. And I think they even had like characters in Reach, in Halo Reach that came out like they did little things. It was crazy.
So awesome.
In 2007?
Yeah, because that game would have been right. Oh no,
That would have been.
it would have been ODST then if they had done anything, which probably they didn't then.
Yeah,
I
because
don't know,
I was in high
Halo-
school.
Halo
I barely
3
played
Halo
video
3
games.
Came out in the fall of 2007, so
Okay.
it wouldn't have been. Yeah, I'm old. I know dates.
So waiting for 7/7/3007.
It's gonna be crazy. I think that's all we did this week, and by all I mean, holy cow, it's already 35 minutes in the show.
Yeah, let's burn through these news stories real fast.
Let's get on
All
the
right.
news.
Hit your trailer roundup, Luke.
My trailer roundup. All right. Well, I know Brett was really excited for this trailer. Knives Out.
Yes, I think that looks dope.
I do think it looks really good. However, I'm also nervous for it, just because of the whodunit stuff. Sometimes it really works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And we've had quite a few of them.
Lately,
A
it seems like there's a
surprisingly
lot.
large number of them lately.
The best one is still Clue.
Which, to me, this feels way more like Clue than...
It was a little kooky, which I liked. I loved Chris Evans in the trailer. He's going against what we're used to see him see and more back into what he used to act
be,
like,
yeah.
which is a lot of fun. Although this was my problem with it. I was watching the trailer and all I could think of was murder mystery the entire time because I just watched it, which is just kind of frustrating in my own mind.
Yeah.
But
I haven't watched this trailer.
you should watch it. Looks
Knives
good.
Out gets a thumbs up for me. I am excited.
I'll watch it.
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Later.
I'm excited for it.
I'll watch it.
I like a good mystery.
Me too. It's like a lot of
And
what
it's-
I've been reading lately is
It's
mystery.
a ton of really talented actors and actresses.
Good cast. Oh, Anna de Armand's in it, so I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. Doesn't matter who else is in it.
Yeah. And I think this is kind of... I'm going to invoke the name of Ryan Johnson and just say that this is... I feel like this is him kind of stepping back into that smaller film, kind of what he... I mean, what he's known more for. I mean, I guess he's known more for Last Jedi, but people love...
What he's used to.
People
maybe.
love Brick, right?
Mhm.
And just that, here's kind of an indie film. People like
Mm-hmm.
Looper because it's not this, because it's a good story.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he has a chance to really prove himself as a writer-director that's not tied to this huge cinematic thing.
On the trailer when I was on YouTube, all I kept just seeing the comments. I'm here for the Last Jedi comments, and then there was none, surprisingly, which is good. I mean, but like every couple comments, I'm here for people to trash Ryan Johnson. I'm here for the Last Jedi haters and all that stuff, and that was the most popular comment, which was I thought was just really funny. What's up?
I was scratching my arm.
Oh,
Tyler,
I thought you were
you
pointing at me
watched
with
the
your elbow.
trailer right before the show started.
The Maleficent 2 trailer?
Maleficent, the mistress of, or not the mistress, just mistress of evil,
Mistress of evil.
had a trailer drop. Was that today?
Today.
It was today. Boy, does that look.
It looks bad.
That trailer was doo-doo.
The first trailer, I was like, okay, like it's kind of like a teaser trailer, and then this one, I'm like, oh no, no.
I don't even know what it's about, really. Like, I get the main idea, I guess, but...
I guess this
like-
comes out next year? Or is it
No, this is what replaced Artemis Fowl in the lineup. So
Oh.
this is like
Ooh.
October.
Would
We
you
have
rather?
we have
Would you rather Artemis Fowl or Maleficent 2?
Midsummer.
I like the Artemis Fowl books as a 4th grader, so maybe I'd like that better.
I'd say Artemis Fowl because
It's
I don't. It's
I
it's
don't know
new for
anything
me.
about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
It's a really interesting.
This might take contender for maybe the biggest bomb. Might be able to beat out Dark Phoenix
Or Hellboy.
could be.
or Hellboy. I don't know. That one made $12.
Here's the thing, though.
So
Disney's bombs don't hurt them that bad
yeah, unfortunately, they
Insert-
made
'Cause
$3 billion.
because they can get away with Nutcracker, Solo, and freaking Oprah in the Sky,
Wrinkle in Time.
Wrinkle in Time. All 3 of those movies,
Wow.
huge bombs.
Would have been a much better title.
Oprah in the Sky. Frickin' Oprah in the frickin' sky.
Freaking Oprah in the Sky. Anyways, I think it'll do.
Bad.
It's not gonna make. It's not gonna make much. It's not gonna make much money.
I think it will do bad.
It's gonna
I
make
think it will do.
$14.
It will make. It will make a certain number of dollars that will not recoup the expenses it cost to create it.
To hire Angelina Jolie.
Jolie. So.
We also
Yeah,
got
trailer's a thumbs down. It's doo doo.
Oh yeah, thumbs down.
Womp. We also got a trailer for Mulan.
And this trailer
During the
lands
World Cup.
right here in the middle. I don't know
I'll give it a
about
thumbs
it.
up.
I can't.
I give it a diagonal
yeah,
up.
I guess the thumb is pointing more up than down, but it's still pretty much right in the middle for me.
Mine's an angle. Right in the middle. 45 degrees.
Yeah, mine's not that high.
Why? Let's just go down the line. Why? Why are we?
I honestly I don't know. I watched the trailer and I just went, huh. I felt, I don't know, like it could be good. I feel like it could be an awesome martial arts Chinese war movie.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be like the Disney movie.
No.
I'm fine with that. Whatever. It's cool. But I don't know. Like I feel like some of the stuff they showed me looked cool, but then like some stuff they showed me, I was just like, or there'd be acting and it'd be like, ugh.
The action scenes in the trailer I thought looked really good, and then when they slowed down and they had like the family around the table and talking about like,
Yeah.
we found a suitor, or that's not what they say because that's
The matchmaker's
The
here for you
matchmaker.
today.
like I didn't think that in the context of the trailer didn't work as well for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, if it was just the acting or the edit or what.
It just, yeah, I'm the same. I'm just like, I don't know. It just, a lot of it seemed to fall flat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The trailer didn't seem super exciting to me, but I don't know. I love the original Mulan. It's incredible, so I'll be there.
I think my issue with it is just that, I don't know, I've kind of said this to Luke before. Whenever the live action like remake thing was announced and I saw Mulan was on that list, I was like, if any of these movies needs to be done, it's Mulan.
Yeah.
And I think it could be so good. And so I've been really excited. Like I was even talking about this 2 weeks ago to Dana, and I'm so excited for this movie. And then, like you said, the trailer comes out, and I'm just like, all right, it happened, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be good. I don't know. Falling flat, I guess, is a good way to describe it. And I feel like I know it's not going to be exactly like the Disney movie. It's not going to be like it at all, is what I'm gathering.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a very different
From what
movie.
I've heard, is Disney took a lot of the feedback back from the original, which was American audiences really liked it, but it was pretty culturally insensitive, and they're trying to fix that. I mean, China is a huge box office country now. Obviously, you don't just pander to the United States for,
Right? No,
Yeah.
absolutely
for that.
not.
And so I think if you have the opportunity to fix those inconsistencies, culturally, I think that's a good thing. I'll applaud that, even if I'm not as huge of a fan of the Disney remakes as some people.
I've only seen one of them.
Jungle Book?
That's the best one.
It's the only one I've seen.
Beauty and the Beast is pretty good.
I think
Actually-
Aladdin is my
actually-
favorite.
Honestly, I think all of them, except I don't know about Dumbo because I haven't seen it, have been pretty good.
I hear
Better than I expected.
Cinderella is really good. I haven't seen that one.
I feel like I saw that a long... Because that was like the first
That was
one.
the first
It was
one.
like 20...
Not counting Alice in
Like
Wonderland.
20... Oh.
What?
It's like 2012 or something. 2014 maybe? I don't know. That one was That one was, in my memory, I remember being okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch it. I have not seen that one.
Yeah.
But was there any more trailers? I just had those 3.
That's all I have.
Okay. So I guess I'll kick off news then with, news stories with the DC news that we got. The Flash has a director. Again,
Is it official?
maybe. I don't know.
For how long?
Yeah. Did he sign on for more than 3 months?
Who knows? Honestly, we're just gonna roll with it for now, like we've been doing. But the director's Andy Muschietti, who directed It, and he's doing It Chapter 2. It got a new writer with Christina Hodson, who wrote Bumblebee and wrote Birds of Prey.
Oh.
They must like her work.
They really like her, I think. She's like writing everything for the DC movies right now.
Okay.
It's like ridiculous.
I haven't seen Bumblebee,
I could
so.
be down with that.
Yeah.
Have you seen Bumblebee?
I haven't seen Bumblebee.
Me either.
I was
But
a big fan of
I've
Bumblebee.
heard good things about this. Like, the script was fine as far as
That
what I've
makes
heard.
makes me think that they're really happy with how Birds of Prey is shaping up.
That would be my guess. Is that because internally they've seen that and
They've seen her script work and come to screen
Yep.
at this point, and so they probably feel confident with it.
yeah.
Also, Ezra Miller is apparently still attached. That's the person I think they need to dump.
Yeah.
I think his production with whatever Harry Potters are called now are really hampering on whether or not this movie is
The
being
not
made.
Harry Potter.
It's slowing everything down.
And it's really frustrating.
It's so weird because it's the same studio.
You would think they could
You'd
make
think
it work.
they could make that work, and maybe they think they can. That's why he's still attached. But
Yeah.
Warner
at
Brothers
this
doesn't
point,
know what
both
they're
of-
doing.
Both of those franchises are so on uneven ice. I think you just commit him to one. Commit him to Harry Potter. Find a new Flash. Let that be its own thing. Don't make that dependent on
One person.
one person who's
Agreed.
torn.
Just cast a new Flash.
Yep.
Just do it. It's easy.
And if you want, make it Wally. Who cares?
Yep.
Make it.
Make it
anyone.
Bart.
Yeah, make it Bart. Nobody cares.
I'm here for the theater. I'm stuck. I need a run. Heroes.
Crashing the mode, man.
Yep. I'll just do another DC story real quick. Apparently Christopher McQuarrie pitched a Man of Steel sequel to Warner Bros. With Henry Cavill,
makes
and it
me
was going to
sad.
feature the Green Lantern Corps also.
It makes me so sad.
And WB was like, no.
Again, Warner Brothers doesn't know what they're doing half the time. So
I would so much rather have. That's not true. I can't say that. He's in, doing stuff with Top Gun 2 now, and
Is he writing it or is he directing it? Do you know?
I don't remember.
both.
I saw on his Twitter that he was like, someone
Look at
asked him
that.
like, "Hey,
I think he's
any news updates on Top Gun 2?" He's like, "Yes, but I can't tell you. But I wish I could."
But here's all this stuff about the Superman movie I will never make.
Did he tweet all this out?
He was talking to somebody on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
But oh gosh, it's so annoying with. Yeah, the Mission Impossible Fallout was so good, and then this guy's like, "Hey, I want to make the Superman movie with this guy." No, oh god, gosh dang it, Warner Brothers.
The guy,
Making me
the,
so
the
mad.
the one actor that people are actually happy with outside of Gal Gadot, you don't want to use him.
Whatever, Warner Bros. Just get your act together, please. You're driving me crazy.
I'll stay in the DC side of things. Did you guys see Todd Phillips's Empire interview and some of the stuff that's kind of come out about that?
No.
I saw a little bit.
So the one I sent you today. So he did an interview with Empire because that's their feature story this month. And he was kind of talking about the movie as a whole. And one of the things he said, and this is probably the only thing I'll talk about, is that when they wrote this Joker movie, they wrote this movie without DC Comics in mind. This is a fresh take. It's not inspired by any other stories, which that's a lie. It is. It always is. There's some inspiration at some point. But like this is a completely fresh take. It's a new story. It's a new backdrop. It's not what we know. Like it's not the Killing Joke. It's not the Red Hood storyline that he's a part of. It's none of that. It's a completely new and original story for the Joker. And he actually said, I know fans are going to hate that, but That's just what it is. And I sent this story to Luke, and I said, this is actually really refreshing. And I know Luke's tired of the Joker being in movies and in media. But I think this is like the most refreshing thing you could do with him.
Yeah.
Is to kind of just change it and make it your own.
Yep.
And I guess one other thing that I thought was worth mentioning, when they went into pre-production on this movie, Todd Phillips hung a picture of Joaquin Phoenix above everyone's desk and said, this is the guy we want, and let's make it happen.
Dang.
And they got him. He said
That's
Talk
impressive.
about motivation.
He said they wrote the script with Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker in mind.
That's
and
great.
This was before they casted him. So it makes me feel really good, like knowing that they got their guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they wrote the script around what they saw in this actor.
Yeah.
And they're doing a completely new take. I really like that. It really makes me feel good about the movie. It makes me feel like it's going to be interesting. I still think this movie could be Oscar bait. It's weird,
Yeah.
but I really do.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like an Oscar bait movie.
Agreed.
So
I'm excited.
we'll see. I think Joaquin
Still hype.
Phoenix is going to crush it.
I'm kind of excited. I don't know. Yeah, I'm tired of the Jokers. Whenever something Batman related comes up, the question always, well, so what's Joker? Like, well, what about the other 99 characters involved with Batman?
Well, to talk about a different franchise,
No.
Which one?
No.
right? Which one? Amazon has the rights to the Lord of the Rings. They're making the Lord of the Rings series. It was announced this week that J.A. Bayona is set to direct the first 2 episodes. So the pilot and then the follow-up to that. I don't know how to feel about this.
Yup.
I just don't know, because I enjoy, like, I mean, you have to compare him to, you don't have to compare him, I guess, but his last big budget thing was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which I like certain things he did, and you can tell that were, like, very much from him. And then I don't know where that line blurred into studio notes, etc., because Universal has a very tight fist around that property. And I have no idea what Amazon's going to let him do, or even, how much control he'll have over it. Obviously, this is a series. He's not writing it. He's just directing it, which gives me some hope in that he at least will have some cool visuals and things to do with it. On a series like this, that's what a director gets to do, is how do I visualize the story that the writers have written.
And he's going to set the tone for the whole series. So...
Which, if rumors are true, it's going to be a more dark time in the universe. So I think it makes sense. It makes sense in a certain way, for sure.
Yeah.
It'll go.
Yeah, I
Still,
really have no idea. I
crossed.
like Fallen Kingdom, but I don't know if I'm liking his stuff or not. So it's.
I like Fallen Kingdom. I don't want Lord of the Rings to be like that, though.
Oh no.
So.
I hope the show is reviewed well, because this might be the show that makes me get Prime.
Oh yeah.
I have Prime, but did you watch Penny Dreadful?
No.
So he did that show.
Okay, he did.
He directed. I think he did the first 2 episodes of that show,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was a producer, I think, for most of it.
Yeah.
I did not like that show. I thought the first 2 episodes were probably the best.
Yeah.
The first season was the best, and it just, for me, I think it's pretty popular everywhere else, but for me, it just really went downhill. So I don't know. It kind of makes me nervous.
Yeah, we'll see.
I guess I need to know. I'd be interested in knowing who the follow-up directors are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's important too. But I don't know.
It's one of
we'll
those
see.
things where I think that now, as we get further and further into the streaming wars, you see Disney make moves like announcing their whole slate of directors for the Mandalorian series.
That's honestly what I thought of when you said
which
that.
was a huge deal, and everyone got pretty excited for it. I
Yep.
mean, there's maybe some like, oh, I hadn't thought about Bryce Dallas Howard as a director.
Yeah.
But like, for the most part, like, people got excited about it, and when it comes up again, people will get excited about it again because they're talented people.
November.
I think Amazon needs to be able to at least say,
These are
we didn't just spend money on writing and lore and production value. We spent it on hiring good storytellers to help film this.
to help bring it to life.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So we will.
I'm so curious.
What else you got?
What else we got? The Walking Dead ended. The comic. It's over.
Dude, I loved the thing you tweeted.
What did I?
There was a news outlet that was like, Marvel Comics ends The Walking Dead.
It's like, nope, just not even close.
You wrote like, good try. Because it's Image, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Marvel. Marvel has no say. It's kind of like the whole Netflix canceling Good Omens.
Yeah.
Like, just literally, it only takes one Google. It takes one Google.
It was so funny when you were like, man, I saw it got canceled. I'm kind of bummed. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, read that again. Just read it slowly.
Yeah, you got me. But
And
at least I didn't go on Twitter going, no!
yeah. It was just really funny.
That would have been way more embarrassing.
Yeah. Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
John Watts, the director of Spider-Man Far From Home and Homecoming, wants Kraven the Hunter for Spider-Man 3. That's what it's being called right now.
Makes sense.
It's going to be Spider-Man 3 Back Home. Back at Home.
Back at home.
I don't know.
Homeward bound.
There you go. Please.
Home Alone.
Yep.
Spider-Man Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh.
I don't know. I want him to be in New York.
No, he's going to Alabama.
Gosh, so
On
stupid.
the way, he's gonna meet up with the Statesman.
Will the Statesman happen to be dressed like Gambit or?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
But he won't be Gambit. He'll
Right.
just be dressed like him. Be like, hey, want some alcohol? I'm not 21.
What's wrong with your outfit? You look like a movie that's never gonna get made.
But yeah, Kraven. Sure, yeah, I'll bring it on. Villain we have never seen.
Yep.
So I'm all for it.
Yep. Down with that.
If you can make, MCU does a great job of making weird villains work. Whether that's Vulture or Spider-Man specifically, Mysterio, like they both work in their respective films, and so take a crack at it.
Mm-hmm. I say go for it. It's the one that always comes up too. Like you're on like comment threads and everything. People are like, "Where's Kraven? We want Kraven. Give us Kraven the Hunter." Do it. It's the one people want to see. He'll be popular.
Yep.
What do you got, Brett? You got anything
I'm
else?
done.
Okay.
I told you I was light on news this week.
So we got a casting for another Disney movie. Little Mermaid.
Yes. Oh, how did I forget this one?
Hallie.
It was all over Twitter.
Was it Terry Crews' King
No.
Triton? Oh, dang it.
Halle Bailey was cast as Ariel for The Little Mermaid.
Dude, when you sent me that, I was like, Halle Berry.
Dude, me too. When I first read it, I was like, "Whoa, she's old for this role. Is this a retelling?" Like, but yeah. So, literally nobody reacted to this one at all.
No, not even a
Right?
little bit.
Went over super smoothly.
Yep, because it doesn't matter. It's a person. And people suck. Although I heard some stuff. I've been listening to stuff on this, and apparently some people are saying that like it's all just a bunch of bots just tweeting it over and over again, which honestly
Wouldn't surprise me.
wouldn't surprise me at all. Whoever's creating those super racist bots, stop it. That's mean. But I don't really care about The Little Mermaid, so
I think this is probably a pretty good casting for what they're trying to tell, the story they're trying to tell. And she's a good vocalist, so I think it will work.
Yep.
My thoughts. If you can capture the essence of the character, I don't really care what you look like.
Yep.
And she does have a very good voice.
And-
I heard like a dry clip of her just singing, like standing next to a tree, and I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
I like it."
I don't even know why there was such a reaction to it. Zendaya was the one who was rumored.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody was like posting pictures of her with red hair and stuff, and they
Yeah.
were cool with it.
So what's the difference? Gosh dang it. People are so dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like The Little Mermaid. I don't dislike it. I just don't care about the movie. I've never found it enjoyable. I don't think it was made for me.
The only casting I need is an actual Jamaican person as Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need. Everything else, sure. Let it happen.
Sure. You got any more? Because I've got some stuff I can go through.
I have... Warframe is getting another big expansion.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really know what all it entails. I didn't read much up on it because I didn't have time today. But I watched the little cinematic trailer they put out, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. There's a lot of ships and stuff.
Yeah, I don't play Warframe.
I don't play Warframe either, but it's definitely newsworthy because
Yep.
Warframe's definitely one of the most popular games
It's
out
huge.
there.
Yep. All right. Fast and Furious 9. We've confirmation that Charlize Theron is returning for the 9th installment.
Are they going to space?
Dude, they
Is
have to.
NASA
Where else are they going
helping?
to go? Also, Helen Mirren is coming back, but nobody really cares about her character from the last one. So, but
Yeah.
I'm really pumped for Charlize Theron to come back because she was awesome.
So
I'm a big fan of
is Mia. What's her name?
Paul Walker's wife,
Yeah.
except not in real life.
Yeah. She's coming back in this one too.
Oh,
Yeah. That was confirmed like a week ago. It was probably midweek.
I didn't know
last
that. I
week.
didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
She's
That's
coming
cool.
back. Gosh, what is her name? This is gonna kill me. You guys
look it up.
Yeah.
I'll move on to the next story because we can go through these pretty quick. Samuel L. Jackson is gonna be in the Chris Rock Saw reboot.
I did see that today.
What the heck, man? This sounds weird.
Jordana Brewster is her name.
That's
That
it.
one.
So,
He's gonna play. Yeah, he's playing his dad.
oh really?
He's playing Chris Rock's dad in the movie. That's awesome.
Should be fun.
MFers everywhere. Can't wait.
Also legs everywhere. And then the last thing that I have is that Daisy Ridley's been getting asked a lot of questions about Star Wars because she's been on a press tour for something, and she confirmed that Rey's parentage is going to come up again.
Yep.
Out of all the quotes and everything that came up from all the questions she was asked, that's the only one that I was like, maybe mention that because just stop.
I know Brett's really happy about that.
Move on.
Holding my tongue. Look.
I thought you were holding your
tongue
tongue.
in a way that is respectful and also holds true to what has been established. I don't think they're going to do that because it's a direct reaction to what a segment of the
Fandom?
fans, got upset about.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I want to go in with an open mind.
Yep.
My hope is that it's just not this huge,
Big loop of everyone's connected.
That being said,
I
raise a
hope it
clone.
doesn't,
I'm
I don't
sticking by it. I'm sticking by it. Raise a clone.
That would be awesome, though. I'd be
like
so
I
down
said, they
for
can
that.
do some cool stuff with it. It's not like people like me who like The Last Jedi and like what Ryan did with that story and Rey's parentage. It's not that we don't want it addressed. It's that it shouldn't be the crux of her character anymore. And all we're hearing is, it's not all we're hearing. It's the thing everyone's making a big deal of. It's
Yeah.
like, it's coming back.
Mm-hmm. Move on.
Move on.
They should have
I'm
just.
moving
It
on
should have
now.
just. It should have never even been an issue. Just never bring it up with this one. But, yeah, that's all the news I
It's
have.
okay. Oh, I almost said something again. I told myself I was moving on.
Say it if you want to.
JJ got us into this with his dang mystery boxes.
Yes, he did.
Now he's got a...
What the heck, Judge?
Yeah.
Judge Abrams. Judge.
It's fine.
So, let's please talk about this Spider-Man movie that we all saw.
Let's get to this.
I'm really excited to talk about this.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
does
whatever
Are we
a
going to get
spider
copyright
can.
struck if we...
No, we changed it. Remix.
So yeah, we saw Spider-Man Far From Home.
Woo!
We did, which made a lot of money.
It's
did.
been almost a week
Yep. Tomorrow.
because it came out on Tuesday.
Wednesday.
What movie comes out on a Tuesday?
Spider-Man
Transformers.
Far From Home.
Oh.
Oh.
Transformers. The last night. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
They certainly capitalized on the extended
Holiday weekend, baby.
weekend.
Mm-hmm. Hey, might as well. Might as well.
If you got
Transformers.
If the option's there, might as well make the money.
right?
It worked really well for Transformers. No, it didn't. I know. It's a joke.
Talk about. Are we doing spoilers at all?
I would like to a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some non-spoiler stuff. We'll talk spoilers in a little bit, but for now, let's keep it non-spoiler. Just give us some impressions, reactions. How do we feel about the movie? Good, bad, horrible, the worst thing ever? I'm bracing for your.
It was good.
It was good.
It was really good.
It was
I
really
had a
good.
really great time watching it.
I thought it was amazing.
Did you like it more than Homecoming?
Yes.
Okay. I still like Homecoming more. In my list of Marvel movies, I have them right next to each other.
There's certain aspects of this film I like a lot more than Homecoming, and there's certain things in Homecoming that I just think can't be beat.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm with you there.
I guess in the third one they can try and merge.
Make it the best movie ever. Because that's not impossible, right?
Nope.
I'll read my quick Twitter thoughts.
I'll read
Yep.
mine after you.
And then I'll go.
I think that this is a great follow-up to Homecoming and a perfect follow-up to Endgame.
Freak. Should have read first.
I think we're all going to say the same thing, so it's okay.
And that's basically it before I go into positives and negatives.
Oh.
So you have more.
I said that it was a wonderful follow-up to Endgame. Loved it from start to finish, and it contains one of my favorite sequences in all of the MCU.
Ooh, yes, it does.
All right, so my tweet was, Far From Home is the relaxing breath of fun and lightheartedness that the MCU needed after the emotional roller coaster that was Avengers Endgame. A great epilogue to the Infinity Saga and Phase 3. And then also... Oh, never mind. I can read that later for ratings, I guess.
It is weird that this is a conclusion of Phase 3 movie. It doesn't really feel like one. It kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
But being after Endgame, it just kind of feels like it should reboot. But this was that great little landing pad that they needed after Endgame to really kick things off starting next year.
And now we have, a long break. I think this is the longest break we've had.
Until Black Widow?
We'll find out next week.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's true, yeah.
We'll find out next week when
There's
we
a
get our
movie
next
coming out
movie.
in 6 weeks! What?
Oh my God.
Doctor Strange 2! July,
That'd be amazing.
August. Couldn't remember the months. Embarrassing.
What are your guys's... I think we're going to have lots of positives. Let's just get our, nitpicks out of the way if they're not spoiler related.
Mine is mild spoiler.
Okay.
Actually, pretty major spoiler, I guess.
I have one, I think that could be a spoiler, and the other one definitely is, but I'd say the first half of this movie I felt like was really a lot slower. Thought it had some strange pacing. It made up for it because it was really funny.
Yeah.
Which was nice. But the first half of this movie compared to the second half, very different. And there's a certain point in the movie where it ramps up hard and it really goes for it, and it nailed it.
It definitely does. Yeah, I think
It's an
my
awesome
only
scene, by the way.
Yes.
my only non-spoiler negative is that I think it screams MCU every chance it gets.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that's just the nature of it being after Endgame.
Yeah.
But part of it's, I think, Samuel L. Jackson bringing Nick Fury back in such a huge way.
I echo what you're saying.
It just felt like we lost some of the character moments, some of the secondary character moments in in Homecoming weren't there because of they had to have Fury and Maria Hill there.
Yeah, but
and not that their parts were bad.
No, it
just that
took away from
it
everybody
felt
else.
less like a Spider-Man movie and more like a
Shield. Ish.
Yeah.
The MCU, screaming MCU every chance it gets thing, and I don't know. I guess I'll talk about it in spoilers. But there's a scene where
Spoilers for Endgame, I guess. But I'm sorry, Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it,
Everyone's
I guess
seen
there's going to
Endgame
be
3
spoilers.
times.
But like they like
seen it
raffle,
twice, yeah.
they rattle off each character and explain where they are
Yeah.
at one point, and I'm just like, no, this is not that movie.
Yeah.
Do that in the next one. This is different.
For me, I kind of liked it
Yeah.
because as I'm watching it, you see all these MCU references, and a lot of them are Tony Stark, and you can kind of just seeing it weigh on Peter.
I liked that aspect of it.
I like
That's not
I
the
felt
problem
like
I had with it.
yeah, like it. I guess, but I don't know. I just like that because it was felt overbearing, and I felt like I could relate to that with
Sure.
Peter, where it's just like Tony's always in his face,
The
and he
personal
just
aspect
died.
of that
Yeah.
Yeah.
is huge, and you can see that Tom Holland does a great job of letting that weight kind of crush him throughout the first half of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'd almost say the first 2/3.
Probably the first 2/3. You're probably right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a point where it kind of flips,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's weird because unlike I don't know Sam Raimi's Spider-Man or the Amazing Spider-Man series, like so much of the MCU is interconnected from Happy to Quinjets to Stark Tech. It all makes sense because of how they built it, but it is feeling less and less like a Spider-Man movie,
Yeah.
and more of a MCU movie.
Yeah, and something that really I'll talk about it in spoilers. My biggest con with the movie is I don't want to spoil, so I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But it has something to do with that.
Okay. Yeah. What are some of your positives?
I'd say
Mysterio.
Mysterio. Yeah, Gyllenhaal in general. He's great in
He's
this movie.
awesome.
Yep.
Especially after the torture that was Velvet Buzzsaw. To see him just really crush it in this
Yeah.
role
He was really good.
was really good.
Everything about his character, aside from one thing, was really good to me.
Yep. And then
One thing I don't like about him.
his beard.
Nope.
Oh.
I can't talk
So
about
I went for it.
Can't talk about it.
Can't
My
talk
only
about it.
guess.
Can't talk about it.
Also, Tom Holland and Zendaya have really, really good.
Really good chemistry.
They play off
Chemistry.
of each other so well.
Yeah.
They are
I love
super
how
fun.
they're really good actors and they're just so awkward in
Yeah.
this movie. It's so great. So I'm a youth leader. I hang out with high schoolers. This is what it's like to watch it. It's so awesome. They have no idea what they're doing. Not that I do either, but like just to see them interact like that, and then it reminded me of like a lot of the kids in the youth group. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
No, I think everything. I it's all good. Like,
Yep.
I just wanted more. I
Yeah.
think is there's some aspects that like like I was talking about with some of the supporting cast, I felt got sidelined a little bit.
Yeah.
Their parts are still really funny.
Yeah.
Like, they do a good job. They just don't have nearly as much to do
Then in this one?
in this one.
Oh, way disagree. I thought the classmates, the teachers, and all those players had way more to do in this one.
I'm talking about like one specific character.
Oh, okay.
Because no, you're right. Like,
Yeah,
they're way more prevalent because they're there the entire time.
Yeah.
Teachers were hilarious.
Which
JB Smoove, baby.
Dude, the teachers were killing
yeah,
me
they
in
were
this.
good.
Oh my gosh.
Not Dave. Who was the other love interest? Who was
Brad.
never-
Brad.
Brad was great. He was used so sparingly.
Brad
Yeah.
Davis.
I just
Not
felt
related,
like-
by the way.
I just felt like Ned in particular kind of got like
Oh, sidelined a bit.
sidelined
Okay.
into like he's kind
A
of
strange
the comic
romantic-
relief with this romantic thing that's going on that like it works.
I
it's
think-
funny, but I just wanted more Ned.
Yeah. I understand that. I
want-
think
That's
I want more
where that
Genki.
I
came
think
from.
I think Zendaya I'm sorry, MJ and Ned kind of switched in this movie.
They did.
Because in the first movie, it's like, oh, she's not MJ, even though everybody kind of knew she was. He was like, oh, call me MJ. But in the first one, you had a lot more Ned, whereas now it's the romantic angle.
Mm-hmm.
So Ned has to kind of get nudged so you can make more room for his
I will
Zendaya.
always call Ned Genki. I just can't help it. That's who he is. I mean, he plays Genki with a different name. That's Miles Morales' best friend. But they've made Ned a character with Peter. So it works, but
Yep.
I would have liked to see him with Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Should we any other
Yes.
thoughts?
Because we only did like 1 or 2 pros.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I guess I just said everything else. So that doesn't count.
I thought the script was very, very well done. I thought everything came together perfectly.
Yeah.
Like it all made sense. And I just think to pull off a character like Mysterio, everything's got to be almost airtight to make it work.
Yeah.
Because it's so... I mean, we even talked about it leading up to this movie. Like, I don't know. I have no idea how they're going to do it. And they do it.
When they do it, it makes sense.
It works.
It
works.
as predictable as the plot was for me. I mean,
oh, yeah.
I think it's fairly cookie cutter in some regard, especially if you know the characters at all.
Yeah.
Or if you've ever read any comic book.
How they made it work was what
it
amazed
fits.
me.
It
Yeah.
fits.
Because I didn't know up until the moment that they explain it, I had no idea how they were pulling it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so great.
Yeah. We'll talk about it in spoilers.
Yep.
I went through my 3 non-spoiler positives, so
You took one of mine, acting chemistry.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is a spoiler, so I can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Two of my
Should we
things.
go-
Well, let's get our ratings out of the way.
Okay. Mine is fanboy worthy. I would want to give it a Booyah thing just because it's so entertaining,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like a lot of the entertainment and emotional value comes from watching the entire MCU so far.
Yep. Fanboy worthy for me too, for the same reason.
Because
you have
like-
to watch everything else. That's what it irritates me.
Yeah, because if you don't care about Endgame and you're just like, oh, it's like Spider-Man, like you're not gonna get that emotional grab of Peter's trauma.
Of the first
So it's just
2/3
gonna-
of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, tell this dude to get over it. Yeah. No, absolutely.
So I feel like that adds a big weight to it.
Yep.
Yep. Fanboy worthy for me, same reason.
Fanboy worthy for me, same reason.
Yeah, you can't.
Is-
There's no better way to say it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's exactly why it can't be a booyah.
You can't watch this movie. You can't watch Spider-Man: Homecoming and Spider-Man: Far From Home, and it be cohesive in any sense of the word.
You'll see a lot of character development. I mean, you will miss. Sorry.
Yeah.
You'll miss out on a lot of character development that happened in 3 other movies.
Yeah.
Because he's introduced in Civil War and then he's in 2 Avengers movies.
This is, I think we're getting that, and phase, phase 4 is what
Yep.
we're on.
We're
phase
going into.
Phase Fantastic
yeah,
Four.
what we're going into is going to be really interesting because I think it's going to be the first. I think phase 3 felt like this to some people. I think it's going to be hard for me to give most of the phase 4 movies booyahs because of this exact scenario.
Mm-hmm.
This has become a TV show.
Yep.
Yep.
This is just the episode of
Do
the
we
week.
need to come up with our own MCU rating scale?
Probably.
It certainly feels like we do.
And that's like just the double-edged sword that is the success of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
When you can make a 22, 23
What a terrible problem to have.
series
We're too
of
successful.
movies, like, yeah, it's hard.
It is.
I get it.
It is.
It's hard. But, so yeah, go watch it if you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't watched it, please stop watching us because we're going to spoil some things.
Yep.
Yep.
Spoilers
It is
are
spoiler
happening.
time. Well done.
Spoilers are happening.
Spoilers are happening.
Yep.
Do we have the spoiler thing to put
I
up?
didn't recreate the spoiler.
Oh, okay. I do like the new graphic though.
Yeah, it
the
looks
spoiler
cool.
graphic. So,
Shout out to you
I'm
for
working
that.
on it. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so can I hit this con first that really bugs me?
Yes.
And I'm okay with it, and I'll give it a pass. But
I think I have one of the same ones
But
as
I
you.
hope we move on. That every Spider-Man villain has to relate to Tony.
Yes.
Can we move away from that? Like, I get it. It's fresh right now. Like, that's the thing. But Vulture was related to him. Mysterio is now related to him.
Craven's going to be his long lost brother.
Possibly, or if they do Doc Ock, I'm sure Doc Ock's tech he'll be a failed tech guy for Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need to get away from that. Like I get it, he was the one that started it all.
Yeah.
But we need to move on. It's time to start going in different directions. It's time to give Spider-Man his own story.
Yeah.
And it doesn't kill the movie. It does not break anything, but it's just like, come on. Like that was my one moment, like the bar scene, the scene you're talking about, where it just immediately is just like boom,
Changes everything.
and
Yeah.
I was like, this is super dope. And then he's like, and Stark did this, and I was like,
Yeah, and that is
Alright.
kind of, it's like, oh man, but at the same time, wow, what a dig. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
impressive. Like, who would have thought that, like, all this would, Mysterio's a pro. Everything about how Mysterio worked was because of Barf from Civil War. That's like 8 movies ago. I don't think anybody was really thinking about that.
oh
No.
no,
And then to go back 23 movies back to the first one.
Yeah.
Like, Tony Stark built this in a cave. Like, that poor guy.
yeah, no, and it's not that I don't like how they pulled it off, because I love how they pulled it off, but I don't
Yeah.
like that everything is relating back to Tony.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a Spider-Man villain who's a villain for Spider-Man.
Right.
We've gotten a
They're
villain,
all Tony Stark villains.
They're Tony Stark villains who Spider-Man has to deal with,
Yep.
which
Spider-Man's dealing with Tony's problems, not his own.
is going to be frustrating if we only get 3 Spider-Man movies
Mm-hmm.
with Tom Holland, and he only has one that it's like
His own story.
his own story.
And maybe that's why they want Craven, because Craven considers Spider-Man the number one hunt. That's
Yeah.
the one he has to have. So it gives Spider-Man something to do.
Yeah.
for
And
his
kind
own
of
problem.
another reason I think I give it more of a pass is,
Yeah.
sure, Tony created them, but they kind of use that as a means to get together so that they could kind of play the world how they do, so they could create Mysterio. They're not like out to get people like Tony.
Oh no!
I guess,
right.
um,
I mean, the
they're
motivation
just like-
is very different.
They're like, well, I think they talk about the only people that are ever trusted or listened to are people in capes.
yeah,
Mhm.
So they created a cape.
yeah,
Right.
So
No,
it's like, it's a pass, but it's also like, gosh dang it, Tony again.
Right,
Like,
exactly. That's exactly how I feel
Yeah.
about it. Like, I don't know. I hope in the next one that we don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm okay
I'm
with it,
with
though,
you.
because I love this movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, it, call me crazy, it immediately jumps into my top 5 MCU movies.
Mhm.
I loved it. I love Spider-Man, though. You guys
Yeah.
knew that. I
Yeah.
absolutely am in love with Spider-Man, so this
Oh.
movie nailed it.
In love.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm in love.
We'll call you MJ.
Yeah, please do. I'll dye my hair red and everything.
I'm definitely calling you MJ now.
I even put 23 on my back.
God.
Tyler, you mentioned your favorite scene.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most.
The most Doctor Strange
It's
scene
the
in the
second
movie.
trippiest scene in the MCU, but it is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When Mysterio traps Peter in, I don't know what you call that. Just
In his little hologram bubble.
yeah, his hologram bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about it.
I just
loved it.
I just loved it. It's so, like, visually it looked so cool, and we saw it in IMAX, so like the sound was so awesome in that scene. Like the way everything kind of echoes, and you kind of see like Peter struggling with his spidey senses, like trying to figure out where he is. And then his suit keeps changing, and then like all these other Spider-Men are attacking him, and he's like trying to throw punches, and he's hitting walls, and I was just like,
Zombie Iron Man's chasing after
and
him.
I was just like, like at that moment, I was like, I kind of stopped, and I was like, so how much of what Spider-Man has been going through has been real? Like, was the meeting with Beck and Fury real the first time?
Right.
Like, there's just so many moments where you're like, oh man, like what was actually taking place? And that scene to me is just so cool. And like Mysterio as a character, like I said, I cannot believe they pulled it off. Like, if you were to read a description of Mysterio in the comic books and you were like, all right, put that in a movie, I have no idea how you do it.
Yeah.
But they find a way.
They figured out a way. It's
and
incredible.
it's believable, and it works for the MCU. And to pull off those hologram scenes is just so amazing. Like, it was very Doctor Strange-esque, and I think Doctor Strange is another movie I really like. So yeah, no, I just thought it was visually just insane.
It was incredible.
The sound was awesome, and it was just really well done. And then he gets attacked by all the Spider-Man, and I was like,
There's some nice deep cuts in there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like when he kind of goes inside Mysterio's bubble thing. Like that's a comic cover that you can probably just Google and you'll probably see it.
Yeah.
That was the best sequence in the movie. Like I think my jaw like fell on the floor during it. We were talking about after that scene probably in theaters, but definitely after the movie, like it reminded us a lot of the Scarecrow sequences from
Yes.
Arkham
Yeah.
games,
Yep.
which are some of the best moments in those games.
yeah.
They just really trip you out.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It would
Good
not
job. Like that's some good stuff.
It would not surprise me if some of their inspiration came from that in the way that they do that in the Arkham games, because it was literally straight out of it. Like it felt like I was watching the game take place, but with different characters, and I was just like, "This is so awesome!" I was geeking out pretty hard in that scene. I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, they did it!" So,
Something else I really like, and I'm curious, Tyler, if this is what you were insinuating that you didn't like earlier. I really like him and his mocap.
no, I love that.
One of the best outfits
Mocap
ever.
Outfit is,
sorry.
They're gonna smack me in the head.
is-
One of the best outfits for any comic book movie ever.
Yeah.
Just, hey Jake, we're just gonna put you in this mocap suit. Oh, really? What you gonna make me look like? No, we're putting you in the
gonna
mocap
wear
suit.
it. You're gonna wear it, and we're gonna actually put it in the movie.
That's just so creatively like.
yeah.
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 Sorry, I'm.
And again, it works for Mysterio. Like it just works.
Yeah.
And I just think it's so cool. No, what I didn't like was the Stark thing. I don't like that.
Gotcha.
It just bugs me.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Totally fair.
But yeah, my other pro that was the spoiler was the Mysterio vision.
Okay.
The first time he gets stuck in it. I didn't want to say it in non-spoilers.
It's very good.
So I'm gonna just start with my other spoiler con. I don't know if you guys like ever thought this or asked this, but a couple times in the movie, I was wondering why the heck Shield and Fury were trying to get him to do this.
Yeah. So actually,
He does not belong doing these missions. It's
not this one.
not that he can't handle it, but it's just like he's a 15-year-old kid, and
Right.
he shouldn't be there. I know he's an Avenger and all this stuff, but
So this is my
It's-
big problem with.
Again, was it real or not?
it's
Well-
that. But two things: was that meeting real? But also, you have two very unexperienced Skrulls
Yeah.
playing Nick Fury. And another question I have: I am going to steal this from another podcast. Is Maria Hill real? Has she ever been a real person, or has she always been a Skrull? I stole that from another podcast. It's called The Weekly Planet. I did not think of that on my own. I will not take credit for it.
This is probably my.
We're getting into the post-credit scenes.
This
Yeah.
is post credit, not mid credit scene. Post credit scene. Yes, it's revealed that Nick Fury is away on a ship somewhere in deep space, and the Nick Fury and Maria Hill we've been experiencing throughout the movie is actually
Yeah.
the Skrulls, two Skrulls from Captain Marvel
Yeah.
And
Ben Mendelsohn and his wife.
and his wife,
And-
Mrs. Skrull.
and when I watched
Mrs. Talos.
you know, after that, and I kind of sat back and I was thinking about it, and I was talking through it with a guy I work with. He went and saw it this weekend. We were kind of talking about that and how, you know, what kind of implications does that have? If you watch it again, do you notice things that you didn't notice? And one of the things I thought that is very, like, out of character for Nick Fury is he was so trusting of Beck. Like, he was just like, yep,
Yeah.
he's from a different Earth, and we're going to roll with it. And, like, Fury would question that a
Yeah.
million times. Fury is not that kind of guy. And so, like, when you're watching it, you're not even thinking about that. You're just like, oh, okay. Somehow they got mixed up, and he just happened to be there helping out.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, Fury would have questioned that dude. And he would have been like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Where's he from? What does he do? How do his powers work? Like, he would have had a profile on him right away.
Yeah.
But Fury was very
He might have just
trusting.
done a background check on Quentin Beck and noticed that he worked for Tony Stark.
Right.
or something.
And he would have been like, why'd you lie about that?
Yeah.
But because it wasn't Fury, we assumed the whole movie.
So we assume.
We assumed the whole movie it wasn't Fury. You're like, oh, okay. That's why he trusted Beck.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Like, what kind of
No, it
implication does
make-
that have going forward? I
I think
assume
it
they're
makes
going
sense.
Even going back, how long have they been Skrulls? Like,
right, and so I assume
like, did Fury get snapped, or was that Talos? Has Fury been in space since Captain Marvel? Like,
This is
lots of questions,
Yeah.
but I mean,
this is why this is my biggest
For-
negative on this. Is
Yeah, and
because
I can
all of a
get that,
sudden,
yep.
We're not talking about Spider-Man anymore.
Mhm.
We're talking about
the Skrulls.
we're talking about MCU,
yeah.
and we're and
Talking about Phase 4 Secret Invasion, baby.
Eee.
yeah. Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is I think it's in there because it's setting up something with Secret Invasion.
Yep.
So,
Which is just unfortunate because the Fury's character really annoyed me during watching the movie because I was just like,
what are you doing?
let it go. You're an ass, but you're not this much of an ass, right? Like he's a 15-year-old kid, Fury.
Yeah.
And it makes sense at the end when that
Right.
reveal is like
Because they
Which
needed
is,
him to
I
this.
do like the post-credit scenes because I love Running Away too, and I feel like it explained, like, this is why Fury is such a freaking dork in this movie. He has
Yeah.
no idea what he's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Why he's so out of character.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I
just
I
didn't
did
need
like it.
I just
yeah.
didn't need it.
Mhm.
For me, it just reframed the movie in a way that I didn't like. I'm sure it will have pay dividends
Yeah.
Down the
going
road.
forward.
It also made me think. It made me think that Captain Marvel was only made for two reasons: to introduce her before Endgame, where she had 5 minutes of screen time, and to introduce the Skrulls
Yeah.
and explain who they were, so that they could show up later.
Mhm.
Like her movie feels so pointless now. Like we met her, we met the Skrulls. Moving on.
Yeah.
That's all you needed to take from that movie. That and the stupid Avenger thing. Everything else doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It just kind of took away from that movie.
The,
And it takes away, like you said, it takes away from Far From Home as well.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I really liked.
I liked it too.
I really liked the mid-credit scene.
But I do agree with what.
Yes. So also this post-credit scene. Do you think it has anything to do with the implications of the mid-credit scene?
Yes.
Because in the mid-credit scene, first of all, can we just say thank you to Kevin Feige and everybody at Marvel for getting the J. Jonah Jameson back?
yeah, I thought that
J.K.
was
Simmons.
J.K.
That-
Simmons
making him the
Thank goodness.
conspiracy theorist that he is in the video game.
Although I do have to say, was that real? Or did Quentin just make that up?
Oh.
Is Quentin Beck actually dead? We don't know.
Don't
You
know.
you don't know what's fake with Mysterio, and I'm so excited because
know,
like
it's awesome.
there's a possibility he could come back, and I'd be cool if he died because it was. Oh yeah, we're in spoilers. Sorry. Like, I thought for a second there, I just thought I just ruined the entire movie, even though you can kind of gather. But anyway, what am I doing? There's just so many possibilities,
Yep.
and also I think like he reveals Peter's identity. What do you guys think they're gonna do with that?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
Scrolls will write it out.
Okay.
I have no idea what they're going to do
The
about it. One of the most interesting things I thought about Spider-Man in the MCU was that he was one of the only ones who had a secret identity, and now they've removed that. So I like it in that it's an interesting thing because I've never seen a Spider-Man in television whose identity is just known to
Right.
the world. So it's unique in that scenario. But for the MCU, it does kind of feel like we've already moved past this.
Yeah.
We know he's a person, and people are just kind of used to that.
I think the difference is for his story, he's a 15-year-old kid who's got to go to school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Does he though? Because he could just go up to the Avengers thing and have.
Or, he could take his rightful place as an intern at the Baxter Building.
ooh, that'd be cool.
I was honestly thinking that would be the mid-credit scene. I told you that before I
You
went and
did.
saw it.
You
That's
did.
what I thought it would be.
Apparently, there is a Fantastic Four reference somewhere in there.
Oh yeah.
I didn't find it.
I guess the Avengers Tower looks different now. Is something I heard.
So something...
But I agree with you. So at the end of Homecoming, he goes into his room and Aunt May finds out he's Spider-Man, and both movies end the exact same way. What the
Yeah.
cut off?
Yeah.
Both in the exact same way. So I'm pretty sure next one is going to start off and they're just gonna be like, no, Peter Parker isn't Spider-Man. It's just gonna be fine, because even John Watts was like, yeah, we just decided to do that. We don't really know where we're going.
You know what would be really cool? If the Skrulls, this is super deep cut here. What if the Skrulls make themselves look like Peter Parker? They say he's a cloned twin named Ben Reilly.
Oh, jeez.
And that's how they write it off.
I think that'd be too much.
Be a lot.
I think that's making it too complicated.
I think they're gonna say the Skrulls are gonna act as Beck, and they're gonna say he was lying.
Yeah.
And I think that's the end of it. We move on. And Peter's gonna be fighting with his high school classmates, trying to prove to them that he's not Spider-Man.
I wonder if it's
Flash every once in a while is gonna like go up and like try and punch him or
Yeah.
sack tap him or something. And he's gonna be like, oh.
So
I could see this being so. The interesting thing for me, as someone who's really into character, is that this was something that the last two movies have shown Peter struggling to be who he is, right? Mm-hmm. And now that I feel like at the end of this one, he's a little more comfortable in who he is. They're just mixing that up again. Now he can't be comfortable with who he is because everyone knows who he is.
Right.
And it's that struggle that Tony had too, but we'll get to see maybe how, because everything's related to Tony Stark.
Yep.
How Peter deals with it differently, maybe in a healthier way.
Yeah. Something missed opportunity here. It's not a knock on the movie, but the Night Monkey should have been Tom Holland's actual voice. He shouldn't have spoken like Peter Parker.
Should have used his British accent.
He should have used his British accent like he has in real life. I think that would have been a really cool thing to do, because they're overseas. Would, and like they're like, that's because they're trying to like.
He's going to disguise his voice.
Yeah, they're like, he's Spider-Man. They're like, no, he's the Night Monkey. And like, it would have been really funny if he was actually British.
Yeah.
Like his true self.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a really cool,
his actual
like a really cool way to do it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been really funny.
Also, the last thing I guess that I really liked was when they showcased his spider sense at the end.
Yes.
Is Peter Tingle?
So awesome to see. We've kind of got we've gotten the goosebumps in Infinity War, and you kind of just assume he has it, but to just see it just full-fledged, like I'm gonna close my eyes and just go for it.
Yep.
To totally trust and rely on that was really cool to see.
Yep. Another really cool thing was the suit creator.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. We saw a lot of the Spider-Man PS4 costumes in there.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
What is your favorite suit so far that he's had in the MCU?
His pajama suit.
I like his Homecoming suit the best, the red and blue, or I guess his Civil War Homecoming suit, the red
His
and blue
Stark
one.
suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still my favorite, just because I like the red and blue. And I think the new one looks cool.
I do like the new one.
I like the new. I think the new one's probably my favorite.
I hope he keeps getting new suits. It's because I want to see all those cuts of all those cool suits. He's got a lot of awesome suits.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. What's your least favorite?
Iron
Spider for me.
The Night Monkey.
His stocking cap with the glasses.
Yeah, it just was kind of like a nothing suit to me.
It just looked like an espionage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suit, which I guess works, but
yeah. But it was the least Spider-Man-y one, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is there any other spoiler thoughts you guys had?
No.
Or can think of real quick?
I love this movie though.
Yeah.
I think it was hilarious.
He got drilled by that train. Oh my gosh.
The train was intense. I was not expecting that.
That was brutal.
That was brutal. I really liked, we kind of mentioned this in non-spoilers, but I really liked his and Zendaya's, MJ's chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Just that conversation on the bridge.
Yeah.
When they finally had the moment to themselves.
Yeah.
Was like just super, that was super fun. And then, yeah.
Yeah. You just reminded me though too, when we were talking about Mysterio and we're like, how are they doing this? When the thing flies off the Ferris wheel, do you remember I tapped you? I was like, was that a projector?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I yelled it immediately. Is that a projector?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
we were both like,
it's happening. My Tyler tingle started happening, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're doing the thing.
I think you just had to use the bathroom.
Not at that point I didn't. But I did have to pee pretty bad by the end of it. I was like, I'm going to go in between the mid and post-credit scenes. I got to pee so bad.
Oh, great movie. I really want to
really
see it
good.
again.
Me too.
Hopefully I have time this week to go check it out.
I probably won't.
I need to use these IMAX
I'd
coupons.
say
I
I
do
got
have.
an
too.
IMAX coupon. I need
So
to
do
use.
I. I need to burn that.
Well, I could
Don't
use
burn
to
it,
go
use
see-
Well, I can't
Lion-
burn it from my phone.
It's like that.
I'll be out of town for Lion King.
Yeah, well,
Well, me and Brett will just go see that.
That's fine.
together.
Yay.
Yay.
I'll go see it with Brendan.
I can finally hang out with Brett. No.
This kid's going to get sick and he's not going to be able to go with you.
Probably.
I don't actually wish that would happen, but...
Go see Spider-Man.
Yeah, go see it.
That's the end of our review.
The end. Podcast over forever. No, I'm just
No.
kidding. We have lots more to talk about.
We do, including
You can't shut me up.
The fan box.
Did we get questions?
We had one question from last week that we did not
So-
answer.
We saved it for this.
We saved it because that's right.
It's fitting.
Because it's fitting.
Yep.
JT asks, if you could have any Spider-Man deliver pizza to you, who would you choose, and what would their delivery line be?
The Kool-Aid Man in a spider outfit going, oh yeah! Not the answer you're expecting, I know.
Mine would definitely be Spider Ham,
Shoot, you
and he would hand it to me and be like, "That's all, folks," and walk off.
now I have to think of another one.
Okay, I'll use another one. You can have that one.
No.
Wait, no. I guess I can take one. Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man.
know what this is,
And it'd be a black and white pizza.
but it smells really good. Something crazy. I will figure this out.
I will figure this thing out.
I want Spider-Man 3
God.
dancing Peter Parker to deliver it, and then not say anything, but do a little dance move and spin.
Have him
walk
do
away.
like his weird little walk.
You'll get
thing.
this pizza when you fix this damn door!
Oh man, there's so many good ones.
We should do a commentary on Spider-Man 3.
That would be fun.
Be better than Venom. Spider-Man 3 is an Oscar
Venom-
contender compared to Venom.
Is Venom the worst Spider-Man movie?
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yes!
But it made a lot of money.
So? So did Transformers Age of Extinction. Made over $1 billion.
I still have not seen that movie.
Good.
Okay, so over on Twitter, you can follow us at WhatTheFanboy.
Ooh.
Joel Allen at Shorts King Joel retweeted a thing. 5 movies you've seen more times than anyone else on Earth. He asked, "What are yours?" He said his were The Phantom Menace, Attack the Clones, Finding Nemo, The Pistol, The Birth of a Legend, and Land Before Time 2.
More than anybody else on Earth?
Yes.
No movie ever. There's always somebody that's seen it more.
If there's 5 movies that I've
It's,
seen a
you
lot.
Don't take it too literally.
The 5 movies I've seen the most.
Remember the Titans,
Good one.
Friday Night Lights, Free Willy, Flipper, and Brother Bear.
The Dark Knight. God's Not Dead because you watch it on every single bus ride.
Going to youth camp. Gotta watch God's Not Dead.
The way there and the way back. The Lion King. Jeez, I don't know. The Rings, I guess. And Joe Dirt. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I can't even. I can't
You don't
even
have to come up
think.
with 5. It's fine.
I named all the movies I watched as a kid over and over and over and over and over again. Tokyo Drift's probably on that list too.
Probably Aladdin.
Jurassic Park.
His movies are all going to be older than ours.
No. No. One of them is The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I have because yeah.
I would
Because
probably
it
be
is.
easier if I said in theaters. I could think of that.
Yeah.
It's either Wonder Woman and The Force Awakens are the ones I've seen the most in theaters.
Return of the King.
Mm.
I've watched that movie so many times.
I always just lump them in one.
It's a marathon. I don't always have time for the marathon.
I can't watch just one. Like, I can't go into Return of the King because I'm like, the first two are just too good to skip.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point.
Then I'm up way too late.
Then it's 3 a.m. and I'm punching myself.
Maybe.
What?
I don't know.
Maybe
This is tough.
Maybe Doctor Strange. That's like the one MCU movie I can always just turn on, and like some of them you're like, I don't really feel like Guardians of the Galaxy is so funny, but I don't know. Strange is one that I feel like I can just turn on and watch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Recently, mine's probably been Ready Player One. I've watched that movie a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I watched it, I think I saw it twice in theaters and then watched it when it came on Blu-ray. Then every once in a while, I want to watch something, I'm just like, Ready Player One.
Oh, Princess Bride. We watched that a ton as kids.
Carrie Elways.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stranger Things.
He's a boss.
Until he's in Stranger Things. Then he's not really a boss.
Then he's mayor.
He is a boss.
It is true.
Oh, that's a hard question. That got me thinking, and I don't like to think that much. Just kidding.
So, I don't know.
Is that it?
That's it.
We done?
We don't have any other.
We can all go to bed now.
We don't have any
I'm
other
gonna go
questions.
finish this freaking book.
I'm not gonna finish the book.
Yes, you are.
No.
You're gonna finish it through me.
What? How is that even possible?
Because I'm gonna tell you about it.
Oh, okay. That works.
That was weird. Jinx, you guys owe me Cokes.
Luke and I are somehow.
No.
We're now mentally linked.
We're synced.
Now we can really like read a book through someone else's eyes.
Ooh.
Good luck.
Thanks for
This is
time you guys
getting
read a
strange at the end.
Thanks for hanging out with us this week.
Yeah.
You can
Follow us everywhere
Yep.
on the Twitters and the Instagrams and the
Twitter,
YouTubes and the SoundClouds and the Google Plays, wherever you listen
and
or watch.
MySpace.
Yep.
We totally have one of those.
If you need to listen to this on the go, because you're not a sit down and watch it on YouTube kind of person, you can find them on Apple Podcasts and Google Play podcast services and SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
So
Yeet.
make sure to subscribe, give us a like or a thumbs up or hit the notification bell or
Review on iTunes if you want to.
reviewing does a lot. Sharing also. If you see this this week's episode out in our Twitter feed, we'd love it if you retweeted that.
Or if you're like if you're like on a bus for some reason. Let's say you're on a bus, be like, "Hey, everybody should listen to this podcast." Hey, everybody, listen to this podcast.
If you do that and video yourself doing that, I will send you a shirt for free.
All
You
right.
heard it from Brett, not me.
It's gonna be one of my like old crappy shirts, but
Oh.
I didn't specify what kind of shirt it was.
Gross.
Just kidding.
Are you at least
It would
gonna
be
wash
a
it?
What the Fanboy shirt.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be that Xbox shirt.
No, I like this one too much.
Oh, okay.
It goes with
Okay,
my
what the Fanboy shirt.
monochromatic style.
Anyway, let's go. Podcast over.
Bye guys.
Bye,
See
everybody.
ya.
See ya. Oh, guys, we're so weird. What are we doing?